as on Earth, trouble is brewing with a secret mountain lab. Of course,
wait a minute.
Referring to
he's gonna have Cell fight Frieza? That's gonna be so crazy.
Flashing.
I want Cell to win.
Each attack exchanged only further demonstrates that Frieza is lagging behind Cell's might. Cell's arrogance begins to show, and he starts to laugh at Frieza's pathetic attempts to keep up.
That's right.
Do you know what I am, Frieza? I'm
perfect
you,
being.
but more.
Now, the time for this battle
Please tell me you got like a golden Cell form.
Frieza simply smirks.
Tell me you got something.
Is this your full power? I'd hope for something with a little more style.
He's laughing at you.
You are made of me. Frieza's power begins to skyrocket, and his aura begins to flare.
You know, Frieza is one of the most scariest dudes ever. Not because he's malicious and evil and stuff like that. I'm talking about skills alone. The man went from Dragon Ball Z level Frieza that couldn't take out any Super Saiyan. If you can transform to a Super Saiyan, you can take out Frieza. He went from that guy, trained for 4 months, and now is at God level. God level. If he wanted to surpass Beerus, I think he can. Give this man 2 years and he got it. Send him in the hyperbolic time chamber, Beerus is done. All right, that dude's terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. When Goku brought him back, if I was Goku and Vegeta, and Frieza came back and he's at my level, and then after we took him out, and then Goku brought him back again for the Tournament of Power, as soon as Tournament of Power was over, I would have killed him immediately. As soon as we tapped on his head, brought him back, I would have killed him, full power. I would Ultra Instinct, whatever I needed. Forget that. I'm not letting this man survive. I'm not letting him run off. He's scary. That potential is terrifying. He got more potential than Broly, to be honest. What's up, guys? And today we are watching What If Frieza Always Trained? You guys just heard me talk about Frieza, so there ain't much to say about how I already feel about all of this. If he always trained, like I said before, he's surpassing everybody. I've never seen someone with as much potential as Frieza. Who has more potential than Frieza? Just think. Is it Broly? I don't know. I think Frieza has more potential, but I don't know. You know who else got a lot of potential? Goten and Trunks. I always wanted to say this. I always wanted to talk about this. Goten and Trunks has a lot of potential. You know why? Because as little kids, they are at Frieza level. Frieza. From not super arc Frieza, obviously, but they can become Super Saiyans as little kids. And this Goten trained with what, his mom? He trained with his mom and is able to go to Super Saiyan. If this man trained like everyone else before Buu arc, trained as hard as Gohan, Vegeta, Goku, any of those people, if he was born back in those rough days, you know, you got all these enemies showing up on Earth. You didn't have all this peaceful time during the Buu arc. That's too much peace for Goten. If he was born in Gohan timeline, you know, had all these threats, he will be a monster. Okay? I'm be honest. He doesn't have the rage boost as Gohan, I believe, but the dude has potential. I'm not gonna lie. He has potential. But yeah, let's just get into the video. What if Frieza always trained Dragon Ball Super? Let's go.
The thought of Frieza training early has been at the forefront of our minds as Dragon Ball fans since Resurrection F. The self-proclaimed Emperor of the Universe made a drastic leap in power, going from the power he displayed on Namek to godly levels of power in his final form, which is actually his base form, to even surpassing the power of a Super Saiyan God with his golden form. While characters like Goku needed a ritual to just become a Super Saiyan God, and Vegeta needed specific training from a being stronger than the gods themselves to match that power, Frieza did basic training with some nobody for
who is that? Who is that skinny little twig? And Frieza got to God level? My goodness, man.
4 months. Now, I often minimize or exclude Frieza's potential in What Ifs due to how broken it truly is, how it undermines most stories if used. Like, say, giving it to Cell and having Cell train with it.
Oh my
Today
goodness, man.
is an exception, though. In today's Dragon Ball What If, we crossed the boundaries of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super to find out what would happen if Frieza had trained since the destruction of Planet Vegeta, or, more appropriately, what if Frieza always trained? Always meaning the time in the series we actually see for the most part.
I'm gonna let you know right now, this isn't gonna end well for any of our heroes. None of them. This What If is gonna end. It's not gonna end in the favor of any of the good folks.
To start, there's no place better than the beginning, which for most Dragon Ball stories is of course the destruction of Planet Vegeta. The plan was for Frieza to eradicate the Saiyans and rid himself of the threat of the Super Saiyan and even the Super Saiyan God, while also having Beerus's permission to do so. However, for Frieza, this isn't nearly enough to ensure a long-lasting rule over the universe. He needs to surpass the two people that his father had always warned him about, Majin Buu and the God of Destruction, Beerus. If he could surpass these two beings, then he could truly control the universe. Two beings stand between me and complete control over this universe. I no longer intend to let looming threats linger. Frieza transforms into his true form, and the power overwhelms everyone present. This is but a taste of my true potential. I've never had to lift a finger, granted ultimate power simply by existing. However, Frieza returns to his first form and lets out a sigh of relief. Even using only half of my power, that body contains too much energy to be controlled. But if I can master it, make it my own, then I can grow to new heights and claim this universe as my own. Berry Blue and Kikono both smirk and begin to make arrangements for Frieza's training, starting by finding a suitable location and capable sparring partners. Meanwhile, Beerus has just fallen asleep again, and Goku is on Earth, so for the time being, our story remains unchanged. That is, until we get to the Namek arc. To quickly go over why the Saiyan arc doesn't change, it's simply due to Frieza's fear of the Super Saiyan, and that fear still leading to Frieza not training with Raditz, Nappa, or Vegeta. Instead, more loyal soldiers like the Ginyu Force are trained with and subsequently grow alongside Frieza. So
they're
Frieza,
stronger too now?
Krillin, Gohan, and Bulma all converge on Namek, with all of them hunting the Dragon Balls for their own desires. The major difference, there's literally no one who can even remotely keep up with Frieza, and even to some degree his soldiers. Even Zarbon and Dodoria are just a little bit stronger, but strong enough for Vegeta and the Earthlings to not be enough to handle them. So the Ginyu Force actually isn't even required here. Let's be generous here and say that in some convoluted way, they make it to the final battle with Frieza. The many Zenkais, power-ups, and evasion tactics could eventually lead to the same climactic battle we had before. The difference being that Frieza is just an absolute monster. For reference, first form Frieza in Resurrection F, after only 4 months of training, was enough to kill Piccolo. This Piccolo would at very bare minimum be as strong as he was in the Cell arc, but realistically, he's even stronger due to the fact that he doesn't stop training. Now, imagine a Frieza that's trained for over 2 decades. It should be obvious that he doesn't even need to leave his first form in order to take out Vegeta, Gohan, Krillin, Piccolo, if he even gets revived, and even Goku as a Super Saiyan. Your little insurrection was adorable. A child throwing a tantrum that needs to be stopped before they get too full of themselves. I do thank you though, Vegeta. You have shown me that I no longer need to fear Super Saiyans. I like the voice acting. With the Namekian Dragon Balls mere stones at Frieza's feet, Frieza realizes that his use for this planet is over with. He left Vegeta and Goku alive to witness the death of the planet at his hands. The experience they missed seeing befall their own home world. So, Planet Namek is destroyed, but immortality is still on Frieza's mind, and one place to get it might be Earth. So, Frieza, along with the Ginyu...
I hate hearing, whenever I see a story, a What If, or a manga, fan-made manga, I hate seeing Goku and everyone die when they lose. Like Dragon Ball, what's that fan animation, that fan manga, Dragon Ball manga, Dragon Ball Multiverse, I believe it was. They got a bunch of different scenarios, and some of them, a lot of them, end up with Goku and them dying, and it's so sad. Like this one I seen, it was during the Cell arc when Gohan was doing his final Kamehameha wave against Cell, and based on the thumbnail, I already knew Cell was going to win. Like before it happened, I left. I wasn't gonna watch that because I can't. It messes with my mind, bugs me so much to see that. Man, I can't.
Force, who have easily conquered planet Yardrat, by the way, begin to make their way towards Earth. Their ultimate goal, to find if there are Dragon Balls on the planet or not. When they arrive, the Ginyu Force and Frieza's foot soldiers scatter to find out if the Dragon Balls are on the planet. However, they eventually gather very little info on them, and with no way to actually locate the Wish Orbs, they report back to Frieza that there's nothing to be gained here. Frieza considers conquering the planet now in order to add it to his empire or sell it for a profit. But since the planet is small and seemingly valueless, he decides to leave it be for now. It could prove useful in the future if the Dragon Balls do turn up, and he could conquer it whenever he pleases, destroying it just isn't worth the effort. This would prove to be a mistake for Frieza, however, as on Earth, trouble is brewing with a secret mountain lab. Of course, I'm referring to
he's gonna have Cell fight Frieza? That's gonna be so crazy.
Dr. Gero and his androids. But even more importantly, Cell, who is being created beneath the main lab in secret. Since Frieza has visited Earth,
please tell me he's gonna train
Frieza's DNA,
like Frieza.
and in this story, Frieza's potential. So much like the future timeline in canon, since this is technically that timeline due to the lack of time travel,
he's gonna do that.
androids 17 and 18 are released onto the world and take it over. Then Cell is born, he powers up by absorbing some of Earth's survivors, and then absorbs androids 17 and 18 to become truly perfect. With the DNA of Piccolo, Vegeta, Goku, and Frieza, who sees the value in training, by the way, Cell actually begins to train as well after reaching perfection. Instead of solely seeking to instill fear in the people who remain on Earth, he does that alongside keeping his martial arts skills sharp, improving every single day. Eventually, he becomes bored terrorizing the people who remain on Earth and decides to move on from the planet, flying elsewhere to test his abilities. This inevitably leads him to a world that is owned by Frieza, and despite Frieza wishing to stay out of conflict, he eventually is given no choice but to intervene against the monster that torments and eats his subjects. So the Battle of the Ages is set to begin. Frieza versus Cell. When Frieza arrives on the planet, Cell is immediately drawn to his power. A power not too dissimilar to his own, as Frieza has started staying in his true form ever since leaving Earth. This would be the first true test for them both. But of course, only one of them can come out on top. The battle begins with the two powering up and clashing.
I want Cell to win.
Each attack exchanged only further demonstrates that Frieza is lagging behind Cell's might. Cell's arrogance begins to show, and he starts to laugh at Frieza's pathetic attempts to keep up.
That's right.
Do you know what I am, Frieza? I'm
perfect
you,
being,
but more. The Saiyans, Vegeta, and Son Goku, and the strongest Namekian, Piccolo, are combined with your power to create the perfect fighter. You never stood a chance against true perfection.
Cell charges in and continues to pummel Frieza, but there's an uneasiness overtaking the genetic monster. His ability to sense ki doesn't stop at the surface. Just like the Z-Fighters, Cell can tell when someone is holding back. Cell flies back from Frieza and asks him why he's not taking this seriously. Frieza chuckles and says he didn't want to hurt Cell's feelings, since it was obvious that Cell was trying his best. Cell's face begins to turn into a snarl, and he powers up further, boasting that he'd been holding back for his own entertainment. But now, the time for this battle
Please
has
tell me you got like a
an
golden
end.
Cell form.
Frieza simply smirks.
Tell me you got something.
Is this your full power? I'd hope for something with a little more style.
He's laughing at you.
You are made of me. Frieza's power begins to skyrocket, and his aura begins to flare. Tell me, Cell, do you know the difference between you and I? you're weighed down. The power of monkeys and slugs soils whatever you've gained from
That's
me.
crazy.
Frieza then transforms into his newly
This dude
acquired golden
Frieza.
form. He realized that increasing his true form's power wouldn't be enough, so he decided to create a new transformation to push him to new heights. However, with the power he's gained from training for decades alongside the golden form, Frieza is well beyond Cell. Frieza is even well beyond his own canon power in Resurrection F. So, with a powerful blast, Golden
It's power in the Broly
Frieza
movie.
wipes Cell off the face of the planet.
My goodness,
Nothing
man.
left to regenerate from. After testing himself against Cell,
He
he's
just- oh my
confident
goodness.
to take on his next target, Majin Buu and his master Babidi. You see, by the time of Cell's natural birth, decades have passed since the Namek saga.
Boo. Boo
Remember,
don't stand a
Cell is a
chance.
fetus that's destroyed in
Unless
the
he
canon
absorbs him.
Cell saga, and the Cell that fights the Z Fighters is actually from the future, stealing Trunks' time machine. Anyway, the point is that Babidi, much like the future timeline version, is gathering energy in secret. However, Frieza is well aware of Majin Buu, and so when he discovered a revival attempt was being made, he let it happen. Call it arrogance, or see it as a child trying to prove their parent wrong, since Frieza wanted to show he could beat the monster Buu that his father had tried to
Hey.
warn him about.
If Boo absorbs him, he might stand a chance. Right now, Frieza's cocky. Frieza's always been cocky, man. If Boo can take off wait, Boo's dumb as heck right now. Never mind, it's not gonna work. Boo's dead.
So, a planet was set up to lure in Babidi and have the people of the planet used to revive Majin Buu. Kikono and Berry Blue monitor the world until Buu is revived, which is shortly after Frieza's encounter with Cell. The timing couldn't be better, so he makes his way to the planet he used as bait and readies himself to fight the monster. Understandably, Frieza is severely disappointed here. Buu is just nothing to him at this point and is more of a nuisance than a challenge. Babidi attempts to control Frieza by using the evil in his heart, but Frieza's power far surpasses any mind control that Babidi could try and use. There's just no winning for the Warlock here, or Buu for that matter, and with Frieza now bored of them, he destroys them both without hesitation, neatly checking
knew
off
it.
one opponent from his list.
I knew it.
The only one standing between Frieza and uncontested control of the universe.
Beerus. I'm guessing Frieza beats the living crap out of Beerus. He beats him so bad. After he whips his tail, he steals his clothes because that's on the thumbnail. He got Beerus' clothes on. So I'm guessing he killed him and then stole his clothing.
Is Beerus. I haven't really spoken about Beerus much in the story, and that's because we're basically following the future timeline. It's never addressed in canon what Beerus does in the future regarding waking up for the Super Saiyan God prophecy, so I like to just assume that he goes to Broly instead, due to there being really no other option. Check out What If Beerus Went to Vampa Instead of Earth for more details. That takes place in the present timeline, but it's pretty much the same as what would happen in the future. Right
Went to
now,
Vampa?
Beerus is on his
That'd be crazy.
planet.
If he
Broly
trained-
is also kept there in order to train and to be a
He
worthy
trained
adversary
Broly.
for Beerus, and Whis is
My
Broly's
goodness.
teacher. Though, getting Broly to control his power is proving to be the biggest challenge. This routine goes on for a while until Frieza eventually shows up on Beerus's planet uninvited. The God of Destruction isn't happy to
What's
see
about
the
to
small
happen, man?
upstart and tells him to beat it before he gets destroyed. Frieza refuses with a sinister smirk on
Look
his
how
face,
he's looking,
and
man.
Beerus starts to get extremely angry. The God of Destruction doesn't want to get up, so he just
like, "You
tells
don't even
Broly
know."
to handle it. The hulking Saiyan
You have
brute
no clue
charges
what I
in,
can do.
But remember, Frieza can get God-tier power-ups in 4 months of training. This Frieza has trained for over 40 years. So even with Whis' training, Broly can't really transform into anything beyond the Ikari form at the moment, making him Frieza's appetizer before the main course.
Goodbye,
Even
Broly.
with his other forms, Broly had done basic training on Vampa for 40 years and needed to fight God-tier Goku and Vegeta to actually unlock further power.
Oh, that's so
Compare
sad.
that to Frieza needing to train with a random soldier for 4 months, and you tell me who has more potential. If you
Oh
disagree
my
with me here,
goodness,
that's
man.
fine. Just
That's
leave it in the
true.
comments below. With one final blow, Broly is rendered unconscious and is sent flying back. Frieza begins to approach Beerus gleefully. I'm afraid your pet isn't what I'm after. This universe is mine now. You can choose to live in it, or die by my hand.
Oh my
now,
goodness,
Beerus
man.
is
The
truly
way this man
furious.
talks.
He gets up and approaches Frieza, knowing full well that he's stronger than the small tyrant. But Frieza isn't showing his full power yet. With a shout, Frieza enters his golden form, a form that rivals, no, surpasses the gods themselves. Beerus is taken aback by its power, but he doesn't back down. He's not going to let Frieza intimidate him. And so, the two begin their climactic battle to see who truly deserves to rule over the universe. Now, I'd love to sit here and say this is some great battle that truly goes back and forth, but in all honesty, it's not. If we go by 4 months of basic training as a baseline for Frieza's potential, not even including the idea that his training partners and regimens would grow alongside him, 40 years, and realistically, it's actually more like 55 years, is a ton of time. That's like Frieza getting the Resurrection F power-up around 165 times. That's insane.
Goodbye, Beerus.
So, as should be clear, Beerus is defeated. The God of Destruction finds himself destroyed, and with no one else available for the job, Frieza takes over as God of Destruction and undisputed ruler of the universe. So ends the story of a Frieza who trains, the terrifying tale of how ridiculous potential can be completely broken if used to its absurd fullest potential.
Yeah,
make sure
absolutely terrifying. Terrifying. I mean, forget all of that. Goku and Vegeta, they're in the Broly movie. They was chilling on Earth. I wouldn't have been chilling on Earth. I would have been hunting Frieza down. You're not getting no more training in, my dude. No more. Me and Goku fuse? No, we gonna grab the guitar or learn how to fuse. We're gonna both hunt you down. We're gonna fuse and take you out for good. Even during the Broly movie, they shouldn't have let Frieza go. Kill him right there. Like, this man is scary. Scary. Alright, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Hit the notification bell so you know you're notified when I upload. And don't worry about all the tabs up top, because those are all the reactions I have planned for today. I was planning on doing a lot, so you know, don't worry about that. I mean, full screen. There you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.